Welcome back students once again to the accounting session. In the previous session you were learning double column cash flow. In double column cash flow you have seen that there were many transactions, cash transactions only, no credit transaction was there. So in cash book we record only what cash transactions. Definitely there should be a receipt of cash or payment of cash, that only we record in the double column cash book. So you should not use the words paid, received, etc. You should not use these words. You should use the terms which are related or for which the transaction has been made for. For example, paid salary rupees 2000. It is a payment, so don't show paid. Show what? Salary. On the payment side, you will write by salary. And similarly, received rupees 5000 from Vijay. Don't show on the receipt side received. Show to Vijay account. To Vijay. 5000. By salary on the payment side. So it's a clear difference. So don't use the term received, paid, etc. Use the term for which the transaction has been made for. Okay. So today also we will solve one more simple problem based on double column cash flow. So don't get confused, students. So in journal entries, as you have used the terms, so also here. So let us take few transactions and prepare the double column cash flow. One 10/2015 opening cash balance rupees 15,900 and bank 22,500. Three 10/2015 cash sales 30,000. 5/10/2015 cash purchases 10,000. 10/10/2015 paid to Shyam rupees 5,000. 12/10/2015 paid to bank rupees 7,500. 15/10/2015 received a 20,000 from Suresh. Paid 2015. Deposited the check of Suresh into bank. (21/10/2015) paid to Hari by check rupees 3,000. (24/10/2015) paid salary by check rupees 6,000. 27/10/2015 received rent rupees 6,000 by check and deposited into bank. (30/10/2015) withdrew rupees 3,000 for office use from bank. (31/10/2015) withdrew rupees 2,000 for personal use. Write down the transactions and we will solve this. You write, I will put the comment. Space is not sufficient here. Then 22,500. From Suresh, I will do here. Suresh into bank. Rupees 3,000. Rupees 6,000. By check. And the work is into bank. Withdrew from bank. Rupees 3,000 for office use. Here also for personal use. So now space will be sufficient. Due to particulars, ELF, receipt number, discount, this is one extra column, cash, back, date, payments, ELF, return number, discount, cash, back. Now, let us solve this problem. Date, receipts, receipt number, LF, discount, cash, bank. One column I am showing extra. So what any problem that include this time, next time onwards you will see. Date, payments, voucher number, LF, discount, cash, bank. So opening balance of cash 110,2015. Two balance are down. 15,900 is the cash balance and bank balance is 22,500. So these are the opening balances of cash and bank on 3/10/2015. There is a sales, cash sales of cash 30,000. 30,000. On 5/10/2015 cash purchases. So cash purchases means it is a payment. 5/10/2015 by purchases. How much? 10,000. Cash purchase in the cash column. Next, 10/10/2015 paid to Sham rupees 5,000. So this is a payment. This is a payment. So on the payment side, 10/10/2015 by Sham 5,000. So paid to Sham rupees 5,000. 12/10/2015 paid to bank rupees 7,500. This is a contra entry. So it will be affecting both bank balance as well as cash balance. If cash balance decreases, bank balance increases. If bank balance decreases, cash balance will increase. Such entries are called as what? Contra entries. Now if you are paying 7,500 into bank, so definitely it will become less in cash and more in a bank. Your bank balance will increase and your cash balance will decrease. So paid into bank. So here on this date, that is 12. For cash, it will be a payment by bank. By bank contract. So much 7,500. For bank, it will be a receipt. So forward time 2015 to bank. Sorry, to cash. Contract rate. So cash has come into the bank 7,500. On the same day, there is a decrease in cash and increase in the bank balance. And next is 15/10/2015 received a check of rupees 20,000 from Suresh. On 15, you have received a check of rupees 20,000 from Suresh, but you have not deposited the check on the same day. You have deposited on 18. So on 15, you will show the check as cash to Suresh account. You will show in the cash rupees 20,000. Since you have not deposited that into the bank, you cannot show that in the bank account. So you are supposed to show it in the cash account. So on 18th, you are depositing the check of Suresh into bank. So here on 18/10/2015 by, you have considered this as a cash, in the cash only. Now what you will do? By bank, you will make payment to cash. So how much? 20,000. So now it will be a contra entry as it has paid into bank. So here to cash contra entry. So it will be received in bank. On 21/10/2015 paid to Hari by check rupees 3,000. So you are paying by check and you are not paying cash. So the payment will come on the payment side in the bank column. 21/10/2015 by Hari. By Hari. How much is the amount? 3,000. So directly write it in the bank column. 3,000. Directly write it in the bank column. So now on 24/10/2015, paid salary by check rupees 6,000. So directly on the payment side you will show by salary, and since it is paid by check, so you will show on the in the bank column rupees 6,000. 27/10/2015, received rent rupees 6,000 by check and deposited into bank. So this is a receipt, and you have received a check in the form of rent, and you are depositing the check into bank on the same day. So on 27, to rent in the bank column 6,000. On the 30/10/2015, withdrew from bank rupees 3,000 for office use. So you are withdrawing rupees 3,000 and retaining that in the cash for further use, for further office use. So this will be also a contract entry. On 30/10/2015, by, you will not write here drawings because this is not withdrawn for personal use. It is withdrawn, so it will be a payment for bank and receipt for cash. So by cash in the bank column, you will show on the payment side rupees 3,000, and in the double column cash book on the receipt side you will show to bank. How much in the cash column? Rupees 3,000. This money you have withdrawn for the office use. You will use it afterwards, but you have withdrawn this money for office use. And the last 31/10/2015, withdrew rupees 2,000 for personal use. So this is not for the office use, this is for personal use. And if you are withdrawing the business money for your personal purpose, it will be considered as drawings. So on 31/10/2015, by drawings. So it is not withdrawn from bank, it is withdrawn from cash. 2,000. So let us see now how much is the bank balance and how much is the cash balance. 50, 53, 68,900 is the total of cash receipts. And on the payment side, 10, 15, 15 plus 20, 35, 35 plus 35 plus 5, 40, 42,500. 68,900 minus 42,500 is the payment. 10 plus 20, 30, 35, 35 plus 2, 37, 37 plus 7, 42, 37 plus 7, 44, 44,500 is the payment. 9 minus 5, 400, 8 minus 4, 4, balance is 24,400. 24,400 is the closing cash balance by balance carried down. $68,900. And let us see now the bank column. 22,500, 7,500, 30 plus 20, 50, 56,000 is the total of bank receipt side. And payment side is 3,000 plus 699 plus 3, 12,000. So 56,000 minus 12,000. 44,000 is the bank balance. 44,000. So both sides total will be 56,000 of bank column and 68,900 of cash column. So this is how we solve problems based on the double column cash book. So see it properly and try to understand it.